Radio Wimborne.
You're listening to Radio Wimborne, broadcasting live from the Allendale Centre. It's now my pleasure to hand you over to Chris Bowden, who's in the Quarterjack Suite at the Allendale Centre for the concert this evening from Poachers Moon. Hello, Chris.
Hello there, Phil, and good evening to everybody listening in this evening. We are live at the Allendale Centre, and we have Poachers Moon about to start. You're in for a treat this evening. We have The Land Remains. So we're going to go over now to Poachers Moon.
Right.
As oft I see, by sight or mind, the ridges on the ground, the mark of many a little croft or house where now no wall is found. I call the folk to life again, build their houses up anew. I ween I ship them wrong, but who can now outmark their ships to men?
Yes, this field used to be a village. My grandfather could call to mind when there were houses there. But the squire pulled them down because poor folk were an eyesore to him.
See the hill where the shepherd dogs living, driving the flock for meager blaze. Common land, on those fenceless limits they stray, crook in his hand, no boundaries to face. So follow me to where the time and long stood still. Come on, try. Forest and field, high Wimborne hill. So follow me and find the traces of their skill. The land will remain, its dark tales to tell. In the vale, seeds are cast upon the ground. But trust in the Lord, the crops will abound. He's on corn, rising gold and waving proud. But earth as the land, they storm in the clouds. So follow me to where the time had long stood still. Forest and field, high Wimborne hill. So follow me and find the traces of their skill. The land will remain, its dark tales to tell. On the green, where the oak tree casts its shade, these gentle times where children play. But the tyrant steals the land and their ways. The landsman is lost, the master holds sway. So follow me to where the time
This is a story of our land and the people who have lived upon it. Our journey takes us across England to Scotland and Ireland, and is a tribute to the bravery and the spirit of people who sought the most natural of needs: food from the land, shelter and community.
In the Middle Ages, each family had their strip of land, their common rights to gather fuel and graze their animals. These rights were eroded over the years by a process known as enclosure. Wealthy landowners would take common land, fence it off, and claim it as part of their estates. The villagers who lived and worked on it being evicted or forced to work for the squire. The enclosures reached a peak in the 18th century when some 7 million acres of common land were enclosed by Acts of Parliament. The irony was that these same landlords were often also the members of Parliament who passed the Acts.
They hang the man and flog the woman that steals the goose from off the common, but let the greater villain loose that steals the common from the goose.
So follow me to where the time had long stood still. The land will remain, its dark tales to tell.
As early as the 19th century, nearly half of Britain was still covered by trees. Wood has been vital through the centuries for a multitude of different uses. In fact, survival would have been impossible without it. As well as being used for building and many trades, wood was essential as a fuel for warmth and cooking. Trees were also coppiced so that they would regrow, the coppiced wood being used for baskets, hurdles, and also to burn for the production of charcoal. As well as being used for furniture making. In houses, great and small, ash wood was prized as the best firewood.
Wood smoke climbs through forest glade, coals of beech wood piled on high, slow to burn with turf upon it, charcoal burners bide their time. For beechwood fires are bright and clear, when the logs are aged a year, but ash when new or ash when old is grand for kiln of burning slow. The ring of steel on ancient anvil, blacksmith strikes a measured blow. Year on year from dawn to nightfall, you can hear the bellows roar. For beechwood fires are bright and clear, when the logs are aged a year, but ash when new or ash when old is grand for furnace burning gold. In the cold long winter's evening, in the crofts and cottage homes, making lace, weaving, spinning by the fire in Tallow's glow. For beechwood fires are bright and clear, when the logs are aged a year, but ash when new or ash when old is grand for fireside burning gold. Beechwood fires are bright and clear, when the logs are aged a year, but ash when new or ash when old is grand for fireside burning gold.
Horses also played a vital role in man's relationship with the land. At one time there were 7 million working horses in England. Many of these were the heavy shire horses. In their heyday, there was a population of over 1 million shires, but by the early 1960s this had dwindled to a few thousand. Now, the Shire, the Clydesdale and the Suffolk Punch are all listed as rare breeds. The Suffolk Punch is most at risk, with only a few hundred remaining.
In the January, I learned to play with 2 horses, Dolly and Prudence. Mr. Pick went round with me for a while and showed me how to turn on the headland and start a new furrow. I couldn't get the hang of it to start with. Twice during the morning, Dolly got her foot over the traces, which ran from her harness to the plough, and I had to stop, leaving the plough and go and lift her big foot over the chain. She she didn't mind it in the least. I love to see that old pair turn on the headland. Just like a dance it was, crossing their feet over and over, so daintily.
A new day begins, cold breath on the air, still dark in the courtyard. Ah, but the ploughman is there, the dim light of a lantern, shires feeding on hay. Then harnessed and ready to work for the day. They'll plough to the headland, pulling away. They'll plough to the headland, treading there's wood and there's leather, there's brass and there's steel. The lads are a fine sight, a plough in the field, steel slicing and turning through soil, stone and clay. Furrows combing the land, the team leads the way. They'll plough to the headland, pulling away. They'll plough to the headland, treading away. They'll plough to the headland, so far away. Then dance on the headland, dancing the day. Heads bowed for the sun, broad backs take the strain, with harness and trains, strong hands on the reins, for it's many a mile, for each acre of land, pulling their weight, their power and his hand. They'll plough to the headland, pulling away. They'll plough to the headland,
grown would be safely gathered in when thanks were given for nature's gifts and the harvest supper and dance was held. It was vital to get the harvest in before the weather broke. Rain too early could mean a winter of hardship or even starvation.
Dawn breaks red, deep in the eastern sky, storm clouds gathering, building to the west, standing in the fields, the last of the ripened corn, range not far away, this day will give no rest. With sight so keen, slice down the golden corn, row upon one row, falling to the ground, following close behind. Gather up the corn, sickle and long straw, sheaves are tightly bound. The sheaves stacked high, now the end is in sight. Bastards glean the fields for the wayward grain. Another year gone by, at last the harvest's in. Weary folk bound for home, following the wind. Up went the shout as the horses turned about. We cheered as we headed down the lane. Long since the day 'twas sown, to this day our harvest home, safe in the barn before the rain. And now we gather round, say, thanks be to God. The parson said a prayer, we sang, the music played, there was bread and rounds of cheese, the ale and wine flowed free, while outside the first drops of the falling rain. Outside the first drops of the falling rain.
After the ploughing, sowing, reaping and threshing, the grain from the fields was taken from the mill to be made into flour for bread. At the time of the Doomsday Book, there were 6,000 mills in England, including 8 in the Wimborne area alone. One of these was White Mill, near Shapwick. The Joyce family were tenants of White Mill for generations. When the last miller retired, around the end of the 19th century, the working life of the mill came to an end, and the millstones came to rest.
tumble from the trees. Birds fly high, heading south, and onwards cross the seas. And in these dark November days, as the wind bites harsh and cold, Miller's days will soon be gone, like the times he's old. The river flows, she still rolls on, once through the rain she rolled. The wheel now still no longer turns, and the millstones grind no more. Miller's trade is blown like chaff along the winds of change. Empty shell of crumbling walls, wheel and stone can't keep the pace. Once he cuts the reed for thatch, and his cordwood for the stone. New for old, the time has come. Water power to call. The river flows, she still rolls on, once through the rain she rolled. The wheel now still no longer turns, and the millstones grind no more. Through countless generations, from father down to son, in a time not long ago, man, mill and river worked as one. From the farms down to the water, horse and wagon slowly rolled. At the end of sunset's day, with their harvest of gold, the river flows, she still rolls on, once through the rain she rolled. The wheel now still no longer turns, and the millstones grind no more. During the Napoleonic Wars, things became increasingly hard for rural people, and many men joined the army rather than trying to survive on the land. One of these was William Lawrence from Bryant's Puddle, who ran away to enlist at the age of 14. He had a remarkable career as a soldier, fighting first in South America, then in the Peninsular War, and finally at the Battle of Waterloo.
I am a Dorset soldier, and I'm fighting for the crown. I said farewell to apprenticeship and went into the town. 5 guineas for me bounty, I enlisted in the corps. With tunics all of scarlet, we'll be marching off to war. So proud we were, red coat and cap with ribbons all around. With sticks for guns and bayonets, we paraded through the town. From public house to inn we went, a drinking oh so free. A thick head with me bounty gone, a doxy on me knee. Aboard the ship and westward bound we sailed into the sun. I wondered why I left the plough for that bloody gun. I cursed the ale I drank that day, a hanging on the side. Better I'd stay back home, me lads, and found myself a bride. We battled with the Spaniards in South America, fought Portuguese in Lisbon, through night and through day. And with the Duke of Wellington, we sorted Moni too. We sent the French running from the plains of Waterloo. I am a Dorset soldier, I've been fighting for the crown. My days of war are over, and I am homeward bound. Farewell to war and tragedy, of a French wife on me arm. Away back home to Dorsetshire, Purbeck Hill and Farm.
Turned to the sea for a living, but fishing was fraught with dangers. The weather could be harsh and often catches were poor. Some fishermen from Poole and Bridport would even sail as far as Canada each spring in search of cod, which they preserved in salt. Some found other ways to make a living.
There are said to be, in the town of Deal, not less than 200 young men and seafaring people who are known to have no visible way of getting a living. They must have turned to the infamous trade of smuggling. This smuggling has converted those employed in it, firstly from honest industrial fishermen, to lazy, drunken and profligate smugglers.
While the fishermen were out on the stormy seas, their wives and families would wait anxiously at home, never knowing for sure whether their men would come home safe and sound, or whether they would bring home enough for the family to eat.
Of rain and hail, where anxious wives
And what of our soldier, William Lawrence? Well, he was one of the lucky ones who came home. And he caused quite a stir as he brought his French wife with him, Clotilde. Soon his parents' house was full of villagers who couldn't resist coming to see what a French woman looked like and to hear her speaking her strange foreign language. For years the French had been seen as the enemy, and the local people must have been surprised and charmed to meet Clotilde and find that she was just a friendly young woman.
He left with the soldiers, gone many years a day, enlisted for bounty, adventure and pay. For king and for country, he fights far away. Pray save he returns on some fine day. Some say he's in France, some say he's in Spain. Fighting on Waterloo's plain, where loud cannons crash and in battle fray. Pray save he returns on some fine day.
Adventure and play, for king and for country, I fought far away. I'm back from the war on this fine But Lawrence had returned to an England where conditions were getting even worse for the rural people. Steam power brought machines into the countryside. Traction engines took work away from the horses, and the thrashing machine put many farm labourers out of a job.
As new invention and mechanisation continued to increase redundancy, especially for those working on the land, workers had little choice: eviction, starvation, or the workhouse. The alternative was to move northwards to the foundries of Shropshire or the woolen and cotton mills of Lancashire and Yorkshire, where employment was to be found. Although the shifts were long and conditions hard for meagre wages, mill owners often included cottage accommodation for the families. With this life-saving temptation, carrying their few possessions, many headed for the mills.
As our day comes to an end, trek on home, sleep back again, like the wheel in constant turn that never comes to rest. For pay of just 5 shillings, we joined the hungry throng to weave the twill and hop sack in shifts of 12 hours long. The wheel turns in the river, driving pulleys, boats and all, back and forth the shuttle, the warp threads rise and fall. Grey walls are closing in, dust and fibres choke our air. In sleep, my dreams are memories of green fields and hillsides fair. The wheel turns in the river, driving pulleys, boats and all, back and forth the shuttle, the warp threads rise and fall. All we have now far away, the life we knew cannot be saved, for wheels turn fast in times of change, and always moving on and on and on. The loom beats on forever, we start before the dawn. I'm tired and I'm so weary as we tread our wooden
The Romany gypsies who travelled around Britain were also badly affected by the mechanisation of farming, as they traditionally made their living from agricultural work, such as hop, fruit and pea picking. This was supplemented by selling lace, clothes pegs and artificial flowers. The yellow broom plant has always been important to the gypsies, who used it to make brooms and besoms well into the 20th century, hence its common name. The flowering of the broom in spring signified a time when the gypsies could take to the road once again.
When winter's so long, so harsh and so cold, steering our way and taking us onward through long summer days and forest and moor and hillsides so steep. Breeze cross the heaven, the scent on the heath. It's time for the road, for springtime has come. Let's take to the ridgeway and follow the sun with leaves breaking green. Oh, it's never too soon to see on the heathland yellow broom, the golden and brown of October days, frosty November, gardens are away, December she calls, and winter she brings the softness of snow, cloaking the spring. It's time for the road, for springtime has come. Let's take to the ridgeways and follow the sun with leaves breaking green. Oh, it's never too soon to see on the heathland yellow broom.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll now have a break now for about 20 minutes, and then hopefully we'll see you after the break.
Well, the first half of the programme is now over. That's, of course, Poachers Moon and The Land Remains. You heard there John Anderson, Caroline Anderson, Christina Harden, Jackie May, Ray Tower and Alan Simmons, making up a group of 6 there on the stage at the Quarter Jack here at the Allendale. So an intermission, and we'll be back with the second part of Poachers Moon, The Land Remains, in about 20 minutes. Stay tuned to Radio Wimborne.
Radio Wimborne.
Yes, you're listening to Radio Wimborne, and we're transmitting live from Allendale Centre here in Wimborne, and we've got the Poachers Moon concert going on at the moment, and I hope you're enjoying it. It's very nice music, isn't it? I hope you're hearing it loud and clear wherever in the world you are. Right, I hear that Chris is ready to comment again on the Poachers Moon concert, The Land Remains, from the Allendale Centre here. They took a rather long break because they were very, very hot in there. It's one of those muggy nights, as we know. So over to Chris then. Hello, Chris.
Thank you, Phil. Yes, it is really warm in here, and I think they were glad of that break and a little bit of a breeze. But it is now time for part 2 here at the Quarter Jack Suite. So without any further ado, I'm going to go over to Poachers Moon for part 2 of The Land Remains.
Once the people had been turned out, their homes were set on fire to stop them from returning. Many finally found peace by sailing across the Atlantic to America and Canada, where they started to build a new life for themselves and their families. Where once cattle had roamed and whole clans had lived, there were now nothing but sheep enclosures and the odd solitary shepherd. Of the 3,500 inhabitants once living in crofts on the hillsides around Loch Tay in Perthshire, only 100 were left by 1850.
singing, oh crane the main, the eagle flies, she's heading north to Highland Hills. I still hear her cries. There the sun, she blaze like firelight, silence on water, shining away. I'll never forget the tumbling burns, falling down to Loch Tay. When birch are gold and leaves are falling on autumn winds, to forest floor where stood the monarch of the glen, lord of all he saw. There the sun, she blazed like firelight, silence on water, shining away. I'll never forget the tumbling burns, falling down to Loch Tay. All over Britain, the poor were being forced off the land, many of them moving to the towns and cities in a desperate search for work. Men could often no longer provide for their families, and this brought a dramatic increase in the crime rate. Justice was harsh, with many criminals being transported to Australia, America and other colonies. Often the crimes committed were nothing more than petty theft.
Liverpool, Easter Quarter Sessions, April 1833. The following prisoners have been sentenced to be transported for life. Thomas Williams for housebreaking. To be transported for 14 years. Thomas Kelly for stealing a watch. William Faulkner for stealing caps and other articles. To be transported for 7 years. Mary Ann O'Connell for stealing a blanket.
Some tears fill our eyes, oh my lovely Annie. I reach out through the crowd, but you kept far from me. They are holding us back with bayonet and rifle, our saddest farewells from Dublin's O'Key. For you are my wife, oh my lovely Annie, oh shackled in chains, a shame for the scene. To Van Diemen's Land, cross deep distant ocean, transported away, no matter the plea. What justice is this, oh my lovely Annie, to tear us apart, and our youngest just 3. And how will they fare with no mother to hold them for 7 long years by some judge's decree? Our children were cold, oh my lovely Annie, no turf for the fire, and you Mary so weak, and the blanket that you stole to wrap round and warm them, to keep them from harm in a winter so bleak. the lordships are smoking. Oh, my lovely Annie, in their big houses grand, such is their need to steal what is ours for their king and England, or transport them away instead of thee. Our hearts will go with you, oh my lovely Annie, on this dark ship so far across the sea. Pray and keep your faith, and God will protect you till that day will come for you to be free. It's a long time apart, oh my lovely Annie, our hearts may be sad, but our love shall not pale. Oh, that life be kind and send us good fortune, then we will cross to you on fair wind and gale.
Transportations were still taking place in 1845 when another tragedy struck. Potatoes had long been the staple diet for many people. This year's crop began to shrivel and rot within days. This was the start of the Great Potato Famine.
The English government did too little too late. Although some food was sent, at the same time wheat, barley and oats grown in Ireland were still being exported to England, whilst the Irish people were starving. Disease was rife, and landlords began evicting the penniless tenants who could no longer pay their rent. The only option for many was to take up offers of free passage to North America. Often landlords gave false promises of money, food, clothing and land on arrival.
Poems and songs of the time began talking of a mysterious woman known as Dark Rosalie. In fact, she was not a woman at all. This was the secret name for Ireland at a time when the Irish people were not allowed to express their pride in their country.
Land of our fathers, O dark Rosalie, how can you forsake us? Could you not see? Landlord, deceivers, pillage and steal, your people are starving and exiles to be. Despair when I think of my native shore. Erin is lost now, my home no more. Ships on the quayside, O dark Rosalie, their holds full for England, could you not see? In pit and in root house, blight takes on heed, while landlords grow rich on our toil and their greed. Despair when I think of my native shore. Erin is lost now, my home no more. Sligo, could you not see? Promised free passage and land far away, new life tomorrow, the dead pave their way. Despair when I think of my native shore. Erin is lost now, my home no more. So now we shall leave you, dark Rosalie, evicted and exiled, could you not see? For Ireland is broken, the green hills we knew, the laughter of children, memories but few. Still when I think of my native shore, Erin is lost now, my home no more.
Gerald Keegan was a school teacher from Sligo who, with his young bride Aileen, left in the mass exodus for Canada. He kept a diary.
Today, the local agent came with an attorney to get the people to sign a paper. What they're signing is a release of all claims on their property and furniture, and a promise to give the agent possession by April the 10th. There's no mention of the 10 shillings they're supposed to receive on arrival in Canada. Neither is there any mention of the land they're to receive, according to the first notice sent out. Whether they understand the document or not makes very little difference to our people, for they must sign or be driven out onto the roads. The emigration scheme, though fraudulent and treacherous, is serving one useful purpose. It's raising a flicker of hope in the hearts of many who'd otherwise give up. Countless thousands are now ready to take the chance.
Be there by nightfall, we've come a long way. Let's sail away tonight. The pain and the sorrow we'll leave far behind. Let's sail away tonight. Sail
The glimmer of hope that many felt on setting out was short-lived. The money, food and clothing promised by the landlords didn't appear. The emigrants found themselves packed into overcrowded British sailing ships, poorly built and often unseaworthy. They became infamously known as the coffin ships. The first ships headed for Quebec in Canada. The 3,000-mile journey, depending on winds and the captain's skill, could take from 40 days to 3 months.
As we sailed along the east coast of Ireland today, we were close enough to see the coastal areas of County Wicklow and County Wexford. The crowd on deck are viewing the landscape in respectful silence, getting a last look at what is for all of us the dearest place on earth. I was told that if bright enough, we'd see the land at Ardmore Head, and that we'd possibly see the hills of Kerry. If so, that'll be our final farewell. But whether we see any more or not, we all took leave forever, we know, of our dark Rosaline as we embarked at Dublin. As we rose to the morning, the ice chill of dawning, the creaking of oak, and the flapping sail, she ploughed deeper past Wicklow, Wexford and Ardmore, severing our roots in her way. Hard to imagine are leaving this way. Reality breaks with the cold light of day. Tears for the parting, pulling the heartstring, vanished and bound far away. Last night on the quayside, as we waited for boarding and listened in silence to the piper's sweet tunes, his songs were lamenting for the migrants ascending like ghosts in the light of the moon. Hard to imagine leaving this way, reality breaks with the cold light of day. Tears for the parting, pulling at heartstring, vanished and bound far away. Steers for westward to face the Atlantic. Dark clouds shed their tears over Kerry's green hills. Farewell, they are calling this sad, lonely morning. For Erin, our love will live on. Hard to imagine leaving this way, reality breaks with the cold light of day. Tears for the past,
cheap race with the cold light of day. Cheers for the party, pulling at heartstring, vanished and bound far away.
Of the 100,000 Irish people that sailed to British North America in 1847, an estimated 1 out of 5 died from disease, malnutrition, including over 5,000 at Crosshill quarantine station. Jared Keegan's wife, Aileen, was one who succumbed to this fever and died within the first 10 days of their arrival at Crosshill. Jared was determined to give her a decent burial rather than her ending up in the same mass graves that were the fate of so many.
Father McGoran got a shovel from behind the church. He helped me carry her body to a wooded knoll towards the north side of the island. We found a place completely hidden by trees, and there we reverently buried the most beautiful girl in all the world. My rose that had flourished among the thorns in Ireland was now laid to rest in this foreign land. See the tangled briar thorn, from its heart the rose is torn. Fair the flower, harsh the stem, fragrant on the wind. And when the petals fade and fall, at summer's end and autumn's call, she'll rest in snow the winter brings, waken with the spring. I stole a rose from Briarthorn, from her stem a flower torn. The jealous tangle, wounds and pains, revenge is sharp and sweet. And when the petals fade and fall, when summer ends and autumn falls, she'll rest in snow the winter brings, waken with the spring. And now the rose of Briarthorn, so lovely on the soil forlorn, adorn the grave beneath you lie, sleeping for all time. Now as the petals fade and fall, when life ends and death has come, she'll rest in earth where life begins, waken with the spring. Now as the petals fade and fall, when life ends and death has come, she'll rest in earth where life begins, waken with the spring.
Those who managed to survive the immense hardships of the journey set out with hope for their new lives in Canada. But as they look back across the 3,000 miles of sea that separated them from their homes, their hope must have been mingled with much sadness, as almost everyone had lost loved ones back home or on the voyage.
The sun we gazed back to the east. Away so dark and endless, 3,000 miles for peace. Should we stumble or fall? There was no one there at all to help and protect us on our way. Our path has met misfortune, crossed many a sorry road. It's hard to leave behind all you love and all you know. If they stumble or fall, who'd be there if they should call to help and protect them on their way? Now we've reached our destination, asking, is this peace at last? In this land of dreams, good fortune, or will our hopes be dashed? Rise in vain, to waste on those we blame, for those we left at home and on the sea.
For when their time had come and their lives were spent and done, we cast their wishes to the deep blue rolling sea. Let their spirits ride the waves, for we know their souls are safe on this ocean, for to keep them for all time. For when their time had come and their lives are spent and done, we cast their wishes to the deep blue rolling sea. Let their spirits ride the waves, for we know their souls are safe on this ocean, for to keep them for all time. Let their spirits ride the waves, for we know their souls are safe on this ocean, for to keep them for all time.
This is a tribute to the thousands who sacrificed so much. They left their mark, and their traces can still be found. Many of their ancient skills, sadly, are lost, but a few, just like the land, still remain.
The Enclosures Act, 21% of England enclosed, almost 7 million acres.
Transportations of convicts to Australia, America, Canada and the colonies, 162 million to Australia alone.
Two million people emigrated from Ireland during the potato famine.
The Highland clearances, tens of thousands evicted.
When all that you know has finished and gone, and all the went before, the cold winds of change will force us along to the towns or unknown shores. So still lies the wheel of oakwood and ash, now turning, shining in steel. Forgotten are those they exiled away from cottage, homeland and field. So down from the hill, farewell with sad heart, lay down the hoe and the plough. Little we owe on the old wooden cart, the trundling down to the town. So still lies the wheel of oakwood and ash, now turning, shining in steel. Forgotten are those they exiled away from cottage, homeland and field. When those you loved are buried and gone, as those who went before, dare to return to your farms or the land, or stand upon these shores. So still lies the wheel of oakwood and ash, now turning, shining in steel. Forgotten are those they exiled away from cottage, homeland and field.
We cannot live without the land. The earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed.
So still lies the wheel of oakwood and ash, now turning, shining in steel. Forgotten are those they exiled away from cottage, homeland and field.
We cannot live without that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
I think some thanks are in order before we go any further in the evening. The guys doing the sound at the back, Pablo and Josh, can you please give them a big hand? Thank you very much. And we're very fortunate again to have a young lady who often helps us out and does a wonderful job on doing the slides for us. Miss Bryony Harden, just down by the projector. Thank you, Bryony. On the far right, in mop cap and mandolin, Jackie May. Jackie also, of course, sorry, I should have said, Jackie actually wrote the script for this production as well, and compiled that lovely little book over there with it. Well, you've got one, but if you haven't, please get one. They're good.
Only £2.
And a bargain at that. Keyboarding on flute and singing, with another mop cap and my lovely curly wife, Caroline Anderson. And immediately to my right, a young lady who I've worked with on this is the third production now we've worked on together. Fantastic singing voice, Christina Harden. And on my left, me old mocker. This young fella here and I used to play music together in Cornwall back in 1972. And if anybody's seen our Facebook, you'll see us there with hair down here and beards, and very, very slim too we were. Slim and handsome. He's still handsome now. Mr. Alan Simons on bass. And
last but not least...
I haven't done you yet.
Oh, I'm least.
Jump in your place.
He's least.
As usual. On 6-string guitar, and with a wonderful tenor voice, always helps to arrange all this material that we do, Mr. Ray Tower.
Yes, and last but not least, the guy who, whose the whole concept was his, and all original material, and he's got the guitar shop behind, which he's not selling, Mr. John Anderson.
Thank you very much. Would you like one for the way home? It's kind of, thank you very much. It's kind of like a bit strange. It's almost like a play, isn't it? You know, it's...
Most of the other songs were leaving and clearing out and so on. This is a return. This one. It's called Return to Home. So it's a bit more uplifting.
For folk.
It isn't a guitar shop behind me. The reason they're all there, they're actually all in different tunings, and they all give different voicings and sounds, and without that I would never have written all the songs in the first place. That's just to explain.
And without them you'd never stress between songs.
There's iron in sight as we pass through the waves. The furlong the Clyde has answered our prayer. Every inch on the sail, from topmast to rail, reaching to skyward, billowing landward, carries me homeward to thee. Back to the cross and the land that's my aim. Back to the glen where my love and I lay, 'neath the stars, the scented room, till the linnet's sweet song wakens the day. I traded the Indies and battled off Spain. We've rounded the horn in tempest and gale, but they carried off air, but my heart was there. Back home in my land, the lowlands and highlands, back home in Scotland supreme. Back to the cross and the land that's my aim. Back to the glen where my love and I lay, 'neath the summer moon, the scented room, till the linnet's sweet song wakens the day. I'm treading the road and my back's to the sea. I'm away to the home that's calling to me, and it's there I will stay till the end of my days. And I shall be with you to hold you and kiss you, for our love forever shall be. Back to the cross and the land that's my aim. Back to the glen where my love and I lay, 'neath the sun.
for all your wonderful singing joining in. Good night to you all. Thank you very much.
There we are. We've
Thank
come
you.
to the end
Thanks a
of this evening's programme of The Land Remains with Poachers Moon. Hope you enjoyed that here on Radio Wimborne,
so
the
quiet
first
now.
concert of the Folk Festival.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Chris. A very nice first concert that was too. That was Poachers Moon. The Land Remains, the complete concert there for you live on Radio Wimborne. I hope you've enjoyed that. Now, we'll be back at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon with the second concert in the Quarterjack Suite here at the Allendale Centre. And that'll feature Alex Roberts Duo, Will McNichol and Luke Selby and Walk Abroad. So we'll be doing that live. We'll also be out in the town tomorrow. We'll be covering all the events, we'll be covering all the action that's happening, and it's not only folk singing either, it's dancing as well, lots of things happening for the children, so it's a jolly good place to come into Wimborne tomorrow, and lots to do and see, no doubt about that at all. Anyway, stay tuned to Radio Wimborne, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2:30 for our concert. And we're also covering the evening concert as well. That's 7:30 to 10:30, again from the Allendale Centre Quarterjack Suite. That's Gilmore and Roberts, Sanjay and Louise Jordan. So keep tuned to Radio Wimborne, and we'll bring it all to you.
John, that was an amazing performance this evening from everybody. Well done.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, it was hot up here, though.
You look a little bit warm.
Yeah, more than a bit warm. It was absolutely exhausting. I nearly fainted in the first half. It got so hot.
Oh, I'm glad he didn't.
Yeah, they very kindly brought a fan along for the second half, and that cooled us down a bit, yeah.
Jolly good. Well, we were delighted to take it on Radio Wimborne.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing that. We much appreciate it. Hope that it went out well and the listeners enjoyed it and was singing along at home, maybe.
I hope so. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed.
That's all right. You're very welcome.
All right, cheers, John.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed.